This is just going to be a short little thing where we introduce the characters. Hi, I'm Hunter. I'm not usually on this side of the table, but I'm going to be doing these interviews. Welcome to Chaotic Cast. That's me, Travis, Robert, Evan. I have Robert here with me today. So we're just going to go through a few questions here. Some of it's D&D, some of it's just personal life, but we'll go ahead and jump into it. So Robert, give us a short little summary of yourself.
I don't know.
Short summary of yourself. How we became friends. How we got to the group. What D&D means to you.
I was invited. I don't know how to answer this.
Well, me and Robert knew each other outside of D&D before.
Through our wives.
Yeah, our wives worked together, and me and Robert was talking one day, and out of the blue, he's like, if y'all ever play D&D, invite me. And I was like, okay, well.
Really big into board games.
Yeah, I was just talking to him about playing other video games, and he just mentioned D&D one day, and it's probably a couple months later, Evan said, hey, we want to try and play D&D. It looks fun. And I was like, all right, well, I know at least one other person that'll play who's already mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
So I text Robert, and that's what it is. But what is D&D to you? What does it mean to you, Robert?
Just fun, a break from life.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot for a lot of people, especially right now. I know you've not played a whole lot of characters, but what are your favorites so far that you've played with, or watched other people play, or
the simple ones?
Simple ones.
The simple characters, easy ones. No magic, no hard choices. Like true neutral. Like hang out with everybody. Just
yeah. I got you. So when we're playing in the story, what is your hook? What gets you enthralled in the narrative? Is it the love story, the twist,
the world?
Just like a good built out world,
yes.
Lots of detail.
Embarrassingly enough, it's the only reason I've read books from Divergent to Twilight. Simple Hunger Games, simply because I saw the movie, the first one, and thought, well, that interests me. Like with the Hunger Games, it was the what are they called? The sections.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to know what those were about. I could care less about any of the characters.
Right.
Same thing with Divergent. It was the way they put everybody in their own little class system.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to know more about that. I could care less about the story.
Lore, I think Evan's done a really good job. He's got a lot of lore built up in this world, and he's been working on it for a while. So I'd say we're in for a good campaign. Speaking of, superheroes, what's your favorite superhero?
Oh, this is a complicated answer for me.
And be thinking of a why too, because that's a big part of it.
I mean,
just as soon as I asked the question, what popped in your head?
Probably either the Flash or Captain America. They're two distinct characters to me.
Kind of different.
Who kind of get mixed into the same backstory kind of deal. Big Superman fan too. I know that's not a popular choice. Everybody's all about Batman.
Yeah, Superman is too easy to be a fan of, I think, for a lot of people.
It depends on how he's written. It really does. Favorite superhero?
You said Flash, Captain America.
Probably Captain America. Steve Rogers, definitely, because that was Captain America I kind of always knew.
Yeah.
Big fan of Sam Wilson, Captain America, too, though. I know that wasn't a big positive thing for that even when it first came out, but I was a big fan of the Falcon before.
Yeah.
I
think they did a really good job casting those roles
as a character, but I'm talking purely comic books, even though I do like the Sam Wilson and the MCU as well.
Fair enough. You're a big comic book guy anyway, so
it comes back to the world. The comic book world interests me.
It's a lot easier for them to build out a world in a bunch of comic books than one movie. So. Let's see. So, favorite book series.
Oh.
You mentioned a few earlier. Are any of those up there?
No. Favorite book? Possibly. I Okay, it's split down the middle right now. It's either the Ender series and the Enderverse.
Yeah, I hear you talk about them a lot.
Yes, or the Harry Potter series.
I mean, it's hard to go wrong with Harry Potter.
I was like the perfect age for Harry Potter. Like, it hit, like that first book, I think I was in like the 4th or 5th grade.
So had some time to marinate before.
Yeah, so like, I kind of grew up with the books as they grew up.
Yeah.
And then the movies came out when I was starting in middle school, I would assume. It's been a long time ago, I'm old.
So movie series. What about that? We talked about books.
It's a movie series. That's a harder one.
I mean,
I like the Harry Potter movies, don't get me wrong. But
I mean, Marvel, they've got, all the superhero
Marvel's
movies.
up there too, but it's the same thing with it doesn't compare to like
Yeah. It's not as good as the book.
the book.
Yeah,
the original.
Yeah.
And I get that they're different, especially the Marvel series. Like, it's not just a one-for-one comic book like the Harry Potter movies attempt to be, which they're good in their own right.
What about,
I'm trying to think of my favorite movie.
I know a little bit about one of your characters. What about the Pirates of the Caribbean series? What do you think?
It's alright. The first one's great.
Yeah.
The one with the giant crab lady, that's where I stepped off that boat.
It does venture a little far from the first movie, but
Deep cut. Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
Favorite movie, probably.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. Have you seen that movie?
It's been a long time.
The Billy Bob.
Yes.
I love that movie.
I probably couldn't tell you all of what happens, but
Dog named Bacon. Got the old boy from Hawaii 5-0 playing a character named Tweeter. It is a good movie. It's probably my favorite movie, honestly.
Varsity
Which is
Blues.
like a left field kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe Major League. Big fan of sports movies.
Yeah. Series? Is there a series that stands out? I mean, movie series?
I mean, I get my favorite movie series, hands down the most accomplished would be the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So I watch all of them. I've seen all the little TV shows and stuff they've done.
How many movies, do you know how many movies they're up to now?
Like 27 or something like that.
I just remember when that first Avengers movie came out. I think I saw it twice in theaters.
We went the night it came out, and I sat there with a smile on my. It's something I never thought would happen.
Mm-hmm. And they did it really well. I mean, bringing them all together the way they did.
Equal screen time, whatnot. It's something I never in my lifetime. I wouldn't say I was an avid comic book reader at the time, because we all kind of go through those phases. But middle school, elementary school-ish, comic books meant a lot to me. That escapism. It's a big deal. And the X-Men at the time were my favorite. And then, that first Iron Man movie, I was like, nobody knows who Iron Man is.
Yeah.
Like, at all. God, that makes me sound like a hipster. I'm not.
I think we can tell that you're. Okay, so we'll venture away from the. I feel like we could talk about movies and books and stuff for hours.
Books for hours.
Let's just go back to. Let's see. What is a spell from the D&D world that you wish you could use in your life as a human?
Well, off the top of my head, I can name one, which is fog.
Fog. The fog clouds. I guess there's a lot of ways you could use it.
I'm the newbie to the D&D thing. But newbie's not the right word.
Not a newbie. You're just.
I do not read up as much as these other guys do. I like to imagine my character as like me. And I'm not the most well-educated person in the D&D verse or the Earth verse. And I'm sure that'll come through in these videos.
What do you, Robert, want for your character? Not necessarily what your character wants to do.
What every character wants, you want every one of your characters to be outside of the game is just like a one-hit KO machine.
Just Billy Badass.
Yes, just like a god among men. That's exactly what I want. And for my a lot of the times during these episodes you'll see me laugh. And it's not that I'm laughing at what everyone else is around me is doing. It's the way my brain works. Something will be said, and in my head, not entirely appropriate, or nobody else in the room may find it funny, but I find it funny, so I keep it to myself and just laugh in the corner. So.
Okay. I don't know if you've not
Done one campaign.
You've done one campaign in Manola.
Randy.
Oh yeah, Randy the Warforged cleric. What are your impressions of the world that Evan's got built so far?
It's interesting. I need a little bit more fleshed out. I'll give it time.
Well, finally, a little wrap up. You know, we're obviously doing this because we love D&D, and we just have fun playing it, and we might as well record it. You know, maybe somebody will like to watch it, but what would getting viewers and what having an audience mean to you?
I grew up in a town we were famous on one side of a major highway.
Oh yeah.
So an audience does not mean much to me.
I mean, that's fair. It's not like we're going and looking for an audience, but if one comes,
I mean, it would be neat, don't get me wrong, but I'm nothing special. So, if somebody
I mean, we all have
me.
daily jobs. This isn't, we're not throwing all of our money and making money off of D&D, but if we can...
Yet.
Yeah. I mean, maybe eventually, who knows? But
I'm gonna be D&D YouTube rich.
If we can, provide entertainment for somebody that is, needing something to watch, or maybe make somebody laugh here or there.
A lot of us have a lot of life experiences.
I mean, we're getting there. Well, I mean, we're young, but I mean, most of us have children or working on it.
And all of us have children at this point, I would say. Spoilers.
No, this will be posted before then. So, but yeah. So, anything you want to add? Talk about D&D. Anything you want the viewers just to know about you?
Big baseball fan. Don't know if it's appropriate. But the most exciting thing to me so far is we can see the little layout Evan's using over here at Dungeon Master, and the pictures I drew are on it. That is dope to me.
Robert is our in-house artist, if you didn't know or hasn't been made clear yet. He's really talented. He does a great job. He's done all our character art. The logo design was actually done by my wife. But as far as all the character art and all of that, that's Robert. That's pure Robert.
Try my best.
Hand drawn, all of that. But we thank you all for watching. Thank Robert for your time here.
Huh?